Life is often consumed by a restless pursuit, chasing careers, accumulating possessions, or striving for recognition. Beneath the steady rhythm of daily obligations hums a quieter melody, the longing for something deeper, something timeless. We move through routines, checking boxes, meeting expectations, but somewhere in the still corners of our hearts, a quiet voice whispers of peace, a peace untouched by external success, unshaken by future worries or past regrets. For many, this voice is drowned out by the constant noise of modern life, deadlines, anxieties, and the pressure to keep moving forward. The comfort of the familiar feels safe, predictable. We convince ourselves that if we can just achieve a little more, secure a little more, then perhaps contentment will follow. Yet, there are rare moments of clarity, when we realize that no amount of external achievement can silence the inner restlessness. Eckhart Tolle faced this very moment. His life, from the outside, seemed ordinary, but within him raged an unbearable storm of anxiety and despair. One night, pushed to the edge, a single thought shattered the endless cycle. I cannot live with myself any longer. But who is I? And who is myself? That simple question cracked open his identity. The weight of his thoughts dissolved, and what remained was something profound. A stillness untouched by fear or desire. A presence beyond words. This profound awakening became the foundation of The Power of Now, a book that has touched millions seeking freedom from the prison of their own minds. Through his journey, Tolle invites us to discover the timeless power hidden within each present moment. Not by changing our circumstances, but by changing how we experience them. If you're ready to explore powerful ideas like these and transform the way you see life, don't forget to subscribe to Audiobook Bites, where we bring you the world's most inspiring books, one story at a time. The Prison of the Mind. Most people believe they are living their lives, fully present and aware. But in truth, many of us are trapped, not by circumstances, but by the invisible prison of our own minds. Our thoughts become endless loops of memory and anticipation. We replay moments that have passed, analyzing what we could have done differently, or we imagine possible futures, both hopeful and fearful. The mind rarely rests in what is happening now. We are haunted by regret, consumed by anxiety, and paralyzed by fear. These emotions are not rooted in the present moment, but are tied to the past or future, realms that only exist within the mind's narrative. Yet, as Eckhart Tolle emphasizes, life does not exist in those mental projections. Life happens only now. This present moment, the one unfolding right as you hear these words, is all that truly exists. Nothing ever happened in the past. It happened in the now, Tolle writes. Even your memories are experienced now, in the mind's present moment. The past is gone. The future has not yet arrived. But your mind resists this truth. The present moment requires surrender. It demands that you release control, abandon expectations, and simply allow life to be as it is. And this is what terrifies the ego. The ego, that fragile sense of identity we build from labels, achievements, opinions, and roles, thrives on time. It needs your constant attachment to stories. I am successful because of my career. I am unworthy because of my failures. I will be happy once I achieve this or that. The ego feeds on problems and goals. It convinces you that happiness lies somewhere in the distant future or is lost somewhere in the unresolved past. It tells you that who you are is defined by your status, your mistakes, or your reputation. And so you remain trapped, always striving, always comparing, always waiting. But when you finally dare to enter fully into the present moment, when you release your grip on the past and abandon your fixation on the future, something extraordinary happens. The endless chatter of the mind begins to quiet. The ego dissolves like a shadow exposed to light. What remains is pure presence, an awareness that is simple, peaceful, and free. In this state of presence, there are no problems to solve, no roles to play, no identities to maintain. There is only the experience of being, fully alive, deeply aware, and completely at peace. Fear loses its grip because fear cannot exist in the now. It needs a story about what might go wrong. Regret fades because the past no longer holds power over you. Anxiety vanishes because the future no longer controls your happiness. This is the essence of the power of now. It's not about escaping life's challenges or pretending difficulties don't exist. It's about shifting your consciousness away from the mind's endless noise and into the stillness of the present moment, where true freedom lives. Tolle teaches that you are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. When you learn to watch the mind without getting caught in its narratives, you step into a space of stillness. And in that stillness, you find something extraordinary. A deep sense of peace that does not depend on circumstances, achievements, or external validation. The illusion of self. From the moment we are born, we begin constructing a sense of self, a fragile identity shaped by our experiences, roles, successes, and failures. We are told who we are by parents, teachers, society, and eventually by our own relentless inner dialogue. Over time, we come to believe that we are the sum total of these thoughts and labels. I am my career. I am my achievements. I am my mistakes. I am my pain. But all of these are transient. Jobs change, relationships evolve, successes fade, failures lose relevance, and even our bodies age and transform. If we cling to these ever-shifting aspects as our identity, we inevitably suffer. For when they change, and they always do, it feels as if a part of us is dying. We fear loss because we believe we are what we have accumulated, accomplished, or suffered. Eckhart Tolle calls this the illusion of self. We confuse the content of our lives with who we truly are. But beneath all this constant fluctuation lies something steady, unchanging, the awareness itself. The true self is not the narrative you tell about your life. It is the silent witness that observes the narrative unfolding. Tolle offers a simple yet profound metaphor. You are the sky. Everything else, it's just weather. Thoughts come and go like passing clouds. Emotions roll through like storms. Circumstances shift like changing seasons. But the sky remains untouched, vast, and ever-present. In the same way, your true essence, pure consciousness, remains constant beneath the turbulence of life. The mind resists this truth because it thrives on identification. It wants to be someone who has accomplished much, or who has suffered greatly, or who is striving for a future goal. This personal story gives the ego a sense of importance, of control, of permanence. But the price is heavy. We become slaves to our thoughts, anxieties, and constant need for validation. Awakening is not about becoming someone new. It is about stripping away the layers of illusion and returning to what you have always been. The simple, silent presence beneath all mental noise. This pure consciousness is not something you achieve. It's something you realize has been here all along. When you begin to notice the space between your thoughts, the quiet awareness that watches thinking rather than getting entangled in it, a shift occurs. You discover a profound stillness that exists even in the midst of daily activity. Life still unfolds, but you are no longer lost within it. Success and failure, gain and loss, joy and sorrow, all become passing events, like waves rising and falling on the surface of a vast ocean that remains undisturbed below. Tolle emphasizes that this realization is not an intellectual concept, but a living experience. You cannot think your way into presence, you must feel it. It happens when you quiet the mind and turn your attention inward, beyond thought, to the awareness that perceives thought. This is the gateway to true freedom. Freedom from the compulsive need to define, defend, or improve your personal identity. And in this spacious awareness, life takes on a new texture. Ordinary moments become vibrant. The simplest experiences, a breath, a sound, a breeze, radiate a quiet joy. You are no longer waiting for life to begin after you achieve some future goal. You realize that life has always been here, in the now, waiting for you to fully arrive. The pain body, the shadow within. Deep within each of us lies a silent reservoir of accumulated emotional pain. Every past hurt, every disappointment, every unresolved wound that we suppress does not simply vanish. It lingers, waiting quietly beneath the surface. Eckhart Tolle calls this accumulation of suffering the pain body, an almost parasitic entity within the psyche that feeds on negativity, thrives on drama, and perpetuates cycles of suffering. The pain body is not active all the time. For many, it lies dormant for long stretches until something triggers it. A careless comment, a perceived slight, an old memory unexpectedly surfacing, and suddenly, the pain body awakens. When it takes over, it colors your perception completely. You may lash out in anger, withdraw into sadness, or become consumed by anxiety and despair. In these moments, you are no longer responding to the present situation itself, but to a storm of accumulated emotional energy surging from your past. The pain body loves conflict. It seeks to recreate pain, not because you consciously want to suffer, but because this entity within you feeds on emotional intensity. The more you resist it, the more you suppress, deny, or fight against it, the stronger it becomes. It draws strength from your unconscious reactions, pulling you deeper into its grip. But Tolle offers a liberating truth. Presence disarms the pain body. The key is not to resist or suppress it, but to observe it, to shine the light of your conscious awareness directly upon it. This requires courage, for it means feeling the pain fully without judgment, without labeling it as bad or trying to analyze it. Watch the pain, Tolle instructs. Observe it as energy within you. Feel it fully, without judgment or story. In this state of pure observation, something powerful happens. The pain body can no longer feed on unconscious reactivity. Without resistance, without fueling new stories about victimhood or blame, the energy of the pain body begins to dissipate. Slowly, it dissolves under the steady light of your presence. Healing, then, is not a battle. It is not a matter of conquering your pain, nor is it achieved by endlessly revisiting past traumas through the mind's narratives. True healing arises from surrender, from fully inhabiting the now, allowing emotions to move through you like passing weather, while you remain anchored in the stillness beneath. This process is not always easy. The pain body may return again and again, seeking to reclaim control. But each time you meet it with presence, with non-reactive awareness, its grip weakens. Over time, it loses its power to dominate your emotional landscape. In the quiet clarity of the now, you discover that you are not your pain. You are not your past. You are the space in which pain arises and falls away, the ever-present awareness that remains untouched by the storms of emotion. And from this spacious awareness, true freedom blossoms, a freedom not dependent on the absence of pain, but on your ability to remain present with whatever arises. The simple doorway. The mind often tricks us into believing that inner peace is something distant, a reward earned after years of discipline, complex techniques, or mystical experiences. But Eckhart Tolle reminds us of a profound truth. The doorway into presence is always open, always available, in every moment. You don't need to retreat to a monastery or master ancient practices to step into the now. The entry point is astonishingly simple, and it begins with awareness. Feel your breath. Notice the coolness as air enters your nostrils, the gentle rise and fall of your chest. The breath anchors you to the present. It is always happening now, never in the past, never in the future. Listen to the silence behind sounds. Every sound arises from silence and dissolves back into it. Beneath the noise of the world lies a profound stillness, a quiet presence that is always there, waiting to be noticed. Notice the sensations in your body, the subtle tingling in your hands, the warmth of your skin, the pressure where your body meets the chair. These sensations are not memories or predictions. They are pure experience, unfolding only in this moment. Observe your thoughts, without following them. Watch the stream of mental activity as you might watch clouds drifting across the sky. Thoughts arise and fade, but you, the observer, remain. In simply witnessing thought without becoming entangled, you step into spacious awareness. Even if you can access this presence for just a few seconds, you've already glimpsed freedom. In those brief moments, the mind loosens its grip. The compulsive need to analyze, judge, or control fades into the background. What remains is a quiet aliveness. Simple, profound, deeply peaceful. But the mind is persistent. It will pull you back into its narratives, into worries and distractions. And that's okay. The practice is not about achieving a state of permanent perfection. It is about returning, gently, patiently, over and over. Each moment you notice that you've been pulled away is, in itself, a moment of awakening. Awareness of unawareness is already awareness. There is no failure in this practice, only opportunities to return. Over time, these small returns build a powerful new relationship with the present moment. Life continues to unfold with all its challenges and unpredictability, but your inner posture shifts. You respond to life with greater clarity, patience, and compassion. Not because the world has changed, but because you have. The simplicity of this doorway is its greatest gift. Presence is not reserved for saints or sages. It is available to anyone, right here, right now. With each conscious breath, each act of mindful observation, you reconnect with your true essence, the silent, spacious awareness beneath all thought and form. Living in the now. The true freedom. Awakening does not promise a life free from pain, hardship, or uncertainty. Life remains unpredictable. People will still disappoint us. Loss will still come. The world, in all its complexity, continues to unfold with joys and sorrows intertwined. But something fundamental shifts. Our relationship with life transforms. Before awakening, we meet challenges with resistance. We fight against what is, wishing circumstances were different, clinging to imagined outcomes. Fear arises from losing what we have, or not attaining what we desire. Our happiness feels fragile, dependent on external conditions aligning with our expectations. But presence offers a new way of being. When you live anchored in the now, challenges no longer define you. You don't deny the pain, but you no longer amplify it with the mind's stories. Fear loses its power because you are not projecting into an imagined future. Regret dissolves because you no longer replay the past. You meet each moment as it arises, fully, openly, without resistance. You experience a deeper kind of joy, not the fleeting satisfaction of achievement or praise, but a quiet joy that bubbles up simply from being. You become aware of the aliveness that exists in every breath, in every ordinary moment, no matter how simple. Tolle offers a profound teaching: accept, then act. Whatever the present moment contains, accept it as if you had chosen it. Always work with it, not against it. This is not passive resignation. It's not about becoming indifferent to life's circumstances. Rather, it is an inner alignment with reality. You stop fighting life. From this place of acceptance, action still arises, but it flows naturally, not from fear, anger, or desperation, but from clarity, wisdom, and peace. You do what needs to be done, but without the inner turmoil that once drained your energy. Acceptance empowers you because it removes the internal struggle. Even when situations are difficult or painful, your inner state remains untouched. The world moves around you, but you remain centered, rooted in the unshakable ground of presence. The real revolution. The Power of Now is far more than a self-help book. It is a call to revolution, not against governments or institutions, but against the unconscious patterns within your own mind. It invites you to dismantle the very structure of your identity that you've built over a lifetime. We have been conditioned to believe that we are our achievements, our roles, our titles. That happiness comes from approval, recognition, or material success. That peace will arrive once we fix every problem and fulfill every goal. But all of this is illusion. The mind's constant need for definition, comparison, and control creates endless suffering. The revolution of the Power of Now challenges you to give up this addiction to thought, to stop seeking yourself in things that are transient and unstable, to realize that you are already whole. The past is nothing more than memory, fragments stored in your mind's narrative. The future is pure imagination, a projection of what might be. Both exist only as thought forms. They have no independent reality outside of your mind. Life is always now. Tolle writes, "Realize deeply that the present moment is all you ever have." When you see this truth, not as an idea, but as a living reality, something profound happens. You awaken from the trance of time. You realize that all your anxieties about the future, all your regrets about the past, have no true substance. They are mental constructions that evaporate the moment you bring full awareness to the present. The challenge. The invitation is simple, yet profound. Are you willing to let go of who you think you are? Can you release the roles, the identities, the stories you've clung to? Can you stop running toward imagined futures, running away from uncomfortable emotions, and simply sit quietly with what is happening right now? This is the great challenge of awakening. The ego will resist fiercely because it fears its own dissolution. It wants to remain in control, to continue its endless storytelling. But freedom lies beyond that resistance. Freedom is not some distant goal waiting for you once you fix your life. Peace is not hiding in some imagined future after all your problems disappear. Joy is not reserved for rare moments of success. Freedom, peace, and joy exist here, right now, hidden in plain sight, within the simple miracle of this present moment. When you live anchored in presence, life itself becomes your teacher. Every experience, even the painful ones, invites you deeper into awareness. Each breath, each sound, each sensation becomes a doorway into the now. You are no longer chasing life. You are fully alive within it. If this message resonates with you, don't forget to subscribe to Audiobook Bites. Here, we explore life-changing books that awaken your deepest truth and challenge you to see the world and yourself in a completely new light. Comment below. What does the power of now mean to you? How has presence transformed your life?